Such a small tune.
It was crisp from Rory, it was crisp, but you've almost got to think if you hit it 3 feet from the hole, you've duffed it slightly.
His best of late, but being the defending champion, his game is always right there. 105. It's interesting. Sometimes when you see two other guys go very long, you kind of take a little bit more off. We'll see if he adjusts a little bit. Also just left of the flagstick. A little better distance.
No surprises there, Rob?
No, zero, zero. You just don't make a mistake at the first. Neither any of these players have done that, so they're all okay. It's a very weak grip, long left thumb setup. Club is outside the hands going back, and it's very slow, it's methodical, it's almost finding the position, and then in the transition, that bow remains. And they do say that he's a modern day Iron Byron. He's almost metronomic. They've measured his ball striking with his 6-iron, and it's as good as a lot of players' wedges. The consistency of hit, smash factor out the middle of the iron.
Then they used to be. Here's Rory McIlroy on the tee.
So many of these tee shots at St. Andrews are blind. This is up the right side. Players and caddies doing a lot of homework and preparation, trying to figure out their lines because you can't really see anything from the tee.
You know, Rory McIlroy's only played in one Open Championship at St. Andrews. He was injured in 2015, had that 63-80 back in 2010.
That's what I got right now.
That's what a good driver of the golf ball looks like through the hit.
Oof. Absolutely one of the dominant drivers of this era. And now the defending champion.
No.
This is left.
Get left.
Trying to miss
Get
that
left.
bunker out there to the left side of it. Got a left kick. It may be okay. Again, trying to hit that cut that kind of drew a little bit for him.
Used to be a point that every single shot you could guarantee he'd hit that little leak from left to right, and you're right, he went into a I'm going to start drawing it phase, and that's quite a tough thing to do.
Absolutely. It speaks to his talent that he was, as you mentioned, Woody, with putter.
And you see that big slope in front of him. Should go hard to his right initially, up top, and then once about the last 15 feet, it goes straight down the hill. You look, see how far left he's aiming. Speed looks pretty good here.
He's going to take that all day long, Rory McIlroy, all day long. Well done.
You know, you mentioned the fact that a lot of these par fours will be reachable. Lee Trevino earlier during that celebration of champions said with that, it'll tempt some of the big hitters, and maybe they might take on more risk, and that could bring in some big numbers.
Yeah, they sure can. Never assume. Assumption is the mother of all you know what.
That's right.
Right out the middle of the putter. It was a perfect strike.
Hit that the right weight. Coming up that slope.
Right at the TV stand that we can see behind the green, there's a number 3 on it, obviously. Probably an ideal line for him right now. Starts down the center, moving to the right a bit. That should be just fine.
Just sneaks into the light rough. What a weapon that has been. I mean, if you're a fan, yes, I should. And we could all swing a little bit more like this man, a 4-time major champ, Rory McIlroy, on the move at St. Andrews.
About 10 feet past this hole, it'll really carry your ball away. But this is a green light special here for all 3 of these guys. 92 yards. Flighted down, looking for a skip.
It's a good shot. Played it well.
That's just a result of guarding against that long that we talked about. It's a very good shot. But wanted to make sure he didn't get it past this flagstick.
How about this turf? Justin Parsons, Louis Oosthuizen's coach, was talking about how Louis loves the turf interaction, how his club feels on this ground, and it allows. It's so fun.
Rory now 76 yards from the light rough. Shouldn't present any sort of a problem for him, though. It's not any sort of a jumper lie. Should be able to put plenty of spin on it. Taking in very low. Trying to use the ground.
That's a great shot. That is a great shot. He plays it further right, kicks the other way. That's really, really good. He did not trust that it wouldn't fly out of that grass. So he decides to bump and run. A real link special, this back foot. And he's going to keep that hand and grip ahead of the ball. Hands moving, 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 moving. It's a delayed hit. Keeps the loft down. Well played.
And Mcilroy next, and look at all the people just watching the four-time major champion.
Incredibly popular player, and he should have the firepower to carry that fescue on the left even into the wind. Huge wind up, powerful. Falling right though. This is going to need to get down.
All right.
Happy days.
It's going to be okay.
Happy days. That's just an unturn and coil from a person who's got the club in such a powerful position at the top and uninhibited.
And as usual, as a caddy, I'm wrong. Mcilroy be first, 212, back into a breeze. Probably looking to leave this one a little short, maybe a little bit right of the flagstack. Anything long can float right away back into a back bunker. Good contact coming out a little bit right. Can't see where it ends up from back here, but
He's got some real estate between his ball and the hole, but he's putting. And coming from the rough, that's always a good sign here at St Andrews. You know you're going to have 20, 30, 40-yard putts. You just know you're going to have them.
Yeah, the guys have been practicing those all week. Just fantastic camera work seeing Rory Mcilroy at work. Here's Colin. And Rory Mcilroy coming up short. Robin, you call this a mistake?
You know, it depends on his lie. He looks like he might have a little bit of upslope there. Johnny's going to tell us.
yeah, he got lucky. It stayed on the upslope. He can throw it way up in the air, but certainly not as easy as if you hit this 50 feet past the pin, you know? Green slopes away from him when it gets down, so difficult to judge out of his lie.
Any good?
Wow.
Is that any good?
How about that? Does not want to walk off this green with a 5.
No.
Looks like he won't.
This is full commitment. Look how open that club face is. Boy, that's double twisted open. Keeping the loft on the club. That was the perfect contact there from Rory.
Wow.
Underplayed many times how good he is with some of those pitch shots.
I agree. Saw a lot of it in Canada, how good his short game is. And together they wind each other up from time to time, and it's all good.
You've got to do it. You've got to do it when you can. You've got to make it hurt. And if you're the recipient, you've got to make sure you show that it doesn't hurt.
Exactly right.
Rory now with a beautiful cut, starting up the left side, cutting a little bit.
Man.
Pretty satisfying.
Yeah. This fairway, the majesty of Mcilroy, all facets of the game in working order on this Thursday.
Right now, 91 yards, off a little bit of an upslope. It'll be tough to flight this one, so he may just carry it past the hole. Lovely line.
Oh, beautiful shot. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, he seems to be in a very good groove.
Resurgent with his wedge game, I think. We saw that in Canada.
Absolutely true. I mean, criticized about that part of the game.
Yeah, and he must have been constantly annoyed. And Rory's wedges aren't any good. Rory's wedges are rubbish.
Depending on where you play, from the left side of the fairway or the right side of the fairway. Mcilroy now 78 yards.
And wasting no time, Rob, playing very quickly.
He's always been a hit it and go guy. That's the way he plays, the way he sees it.
And just to illustrate that point, guys, I came out here earlier this week and I went to 73 yards to the front edge from the left side of the fairway. I had 120 yards to a back pin. From the right side of the fairway, 73 yards to the front, I had 98. So the angle here matters so much to the yardage. It's just, it can be vastly different. Xander now 58 yards, not so worried about the yardage here, but a downslope and a ball that will probably release a little bit on him. Hitting it into the hill. Oh, wow. That is so well judged.
That was beautiful. That was just a top golf shot. You want to see what links golf provides and problems it throws up? You just saw Xander Schauffele work it all out.
You could hear the appreciation of the crowd, the difficulty of that shot, how he was able to pull it off using the contours of this green.
Well, he's on the downslope, so he's going to come out flat, so he can't pitch it over that knoll and stop it. So he had to use the bank in front of him to do what he just did. Very Seve-like, may I say.
Just exquisite. Great contact.
And this is 7-iron for McIlroy. So from 201, probably a good idea. Headed right of the flag. Didn't catch that like he wanted to.
Foreshadowing 3 long birdie putts. We return on day 1 here at St. Andrews.
In the russets.
Exactly.
The little scoopy there didn't quite drive it like he was trying to.
When he hits a poor shot, we're hearing it.
A collective sigh, isn't it, from everybody? Just a little bit clumpy, the contact. Now, before he hit that chip, you're thinking, oh, Rory 3, 5 under. Now, you're thinking he might drop back to 3 under.
And Aaron, you got to feel like Tiger has to make birdie here at the 5th.
100%.
That looks like a good line. It's down the left side. And that's absolutely perfect. He knows his way around this golf course better than anyone. It's amazing how far left on 5 you can aim. He knew it, and he's in prime position there. Good shot, Tiger.
Ernie Els has said this is as firm and fast as he has ever seen St. Andrews, even more firm than 2000 when Tiger ran away with it. Slow start for Woods here in 2022, but a good tee shot here at the par 5. Maybe a birdie or an eagle upcoming.
I'm a kilt maker. If somebody calls it a skirt, don't say that, you'll get a black eye.
For centuries, those on the opposing end of a Highlander's charge quivered in their full-length trousers. These days, the best kilts are still made by hand, the warm wool meticulously measured, the back precisely pleated, and no matter which sporran you pair it with, pride remains the common thread between them all.
Every clan has its own tartan. They have a lot of pride in their own traditional family colours. Scottish weddings are all in kilts. Any formal ceremony, people just wear a kilt for any reason they can.
Just remember, if you're renting, please obey the rules. The churches of St. Andrews. Timeless stained glass windows and towering spires that make perfect targets.
To 14.
That particular shot from the fairway, you can't actually see exactly where the green is. So I'd picked out a cathedral in the background. I said, Tiger, if you hit it at this particular cathedral, it'll land there and get this kind of bounce towards the green.
That one you're talking about? That's the one right there, Tiger. That's the point you're talking about.
The back nine at the old course, where you aim for the heavens and hope the golfing gods reward you. Always remember, the original pilgrimage to St. Andrews began with a dream. In 4th century Greece, a monk named Regulus said he was visited by an angel who told him to take the bones of the Apostle Andrew to the ends of the earth. Sailing west, his journey culminated on this forsaken isle shore. In the centuries that followed, believers traveled here in reverence of the remains of St. Andrew, and the descendants of those people, sailors, shepherds, scholars, sportsmen, generations who made their lives in the town, invented a game, mastered it, and continually transformed it. As the pilgrimages have evolved and endured, those all around the world still dream of coming here.
Victory at St. Andrews.
To experience the sensation of true timelessness.
Arnold Palmer leaping across the sloping berg.
I came because it was the most revered championship in the world.
Now the spirits of this storied championship return to a fitting home, the only home for this historic occasion. New dreams, colored by history.
Oh, what ecstasy. This has been the best performance of his golfing life.
Inspired by the sense of possibility these shores still promise.
If you're going to be a player that's going to be remembered, you must win at St. Andrews.
It's the 150th Open. It's St. Andrews. Once more,